Okay, so just on the back of last week's call, I'm hoping you're all on board with being an advocate of treating trading like a business, because it is. And I define this process of, treating it like a business as the ability to consistently pull out money from the market, right? And successfully transfer that into a separate account that is no longer at risk in your trading account. Fair assumption, right? That's what business is about, right? Like, this to me is the true distinction, like true profit, right? That separates intentional trading business from a greedy wannabe trading business. Okay. Now, a greedy business, if we think about a greedy business, right, it tends to kind of satiate its own needless desperation at all costs. And yet you see a lot of traders also doing that. Okay. And in essence, if we look at trading, right, our business is built upon money management. We don't have a product. We don't have anything like that. It is built on strictly money management. Okay. So what I want you guys really understanding is never taking money for granted. Okay. The money that you use every single day to pay your bills, to buy coffee, groceries, pay your rent, mortgage, all those things. Never take money for granted. Okay. You must be meticulous at managing your money. Okay. Now, I know some of you are more risk adverse than others. Some of you may say you don't really care if you lose, or you don't really care about money because you either make good money or you understand that you can make more money. So you've got a healthy relationship with money. But saying that also, in my opinion, isn't like the flex you may think it is. Okay, because you still need to value money and you still need to respect money in order to make it. Okay, so the question is then, if you don't have the amount of money you want, whether it's in your life or in trading, why is that, guys? I want you to genuinely write that down, and I want you to answer that question later. Okay, if you don't have the money you want, why? Why is that? Okay, so tonight is actually about not business stuff, it's about non-attachment. Okay, now there's this guy who, his name's Larry Hite, Hite, Larry Hite. Look him up. He's got a book, really good book. He's a really well-known hedge fund manager, okay, author. Go look him up. One of the most famous things he said was, he goes, I have two basic rules about winning in trading as well as life. If you don't bet, you can't win. And if you lose all your chips, you can't bet. Love that. Okay. So what he said here basically suggests that both in trading and in life, taking risks is necessary. Okay. But it is about calculated risk, and not to risk everything all at once, because that is fucking stupid. Okay. So the first rule of that is, if you don't bet, you can't win. That highlights the importance of you placing trades, of you taking action, of you not being crippled by FOMO or fear. Not necessarily FOMO, but fear. Okay. Now, money is an exceptionally emotionally charged subject. It's one of the most emotionally charged subjects that exists. And in trading, your emotions and your perceptions about money is the thing that determines your odds at success. So if you do claim to have a healthy relationship with money, why is your trading not where it needs to be? I want to know that. If you don't care about losing, why is your trading account not where you want it to be? So this is obviously for the traders out here. There's a couple of you on here that are like seasoned. I mean, you're all traders. Okay, now you need to have the correct belief systems about money and the correct, feelings towards emotions. Otherwise, your success in this is going to be fucking hit and miss. Two steps forward, one steps back. And I think we can all agree that trading brings out the best and the worst emotions in all of us. Right? Who's been a little bit frustrated lately? Yeah, it's been like kind of slow, but kind of not, right? Yet the best traders who find the most success, who stay around the longest, who become, the fucking industry professionals, they are the experts at keeping their emotions out of their decision making. Who recently, one in the chat, has made a trade based upon an emotion? or didn't get in a trade because of an emotion? Now, what is one emotion you experience the most according to where you're at? And all you seasoned guys, like Nat, Dobbo, Matt, I want your answers too. Self-doubt, greed, fear of wins turn to loss, FOMO, FOMO, dancing. Oh, it's like, okay, hands on the wheel. I always forget this is like a stupid time for you. I appreciate you being on. So whether you like it or not, the main reason why traders fail is because of their inability to manage emotions. Okay, period. And this is what detachment is, right? This emotional detachment is essential for you achieving the returns, the P&L statement that you want. So to master non-attachment, okay, all you have to do is trade the chart, right? Ignore what the ticker says. Ignore looking at MetaTrader 4 and watching your figures go into red and blue. I want you to ignore that. Ignore your prior history, because price action then and there is always going to be king. You make decisions because of price action then and there that you see on the charts. Pretty fucking sounds so basic. It sounds dumb, right? But can it also be that easy? Right? Detachment also, I guess, is not the same as not respecting your trading account. It's not the same as not respecting money or not valuing it. Okay. Like at its core, non-attachment involves maintaining a sense of detachment from the outcome and ego, but being deeply committed to the process at that present time. Okay, that approach then enables you to focus on the journey rather than fixating solely on what it is that you want. Okay, now, obviously, like, tell me in the chat, what do you think some of the main advantages of non-attachment is? Less stress, staying level-headed, would stop you micromanaging. Yeah. I take non-attachment as a philosophy. Okay, it's a philosophy in any high performance realm because it's shifting the focus from your ego's desire for the approval, right? For the being right, to actually just concentrating what you're doing. Okay. You can be an observer instead of reactor. Yeah, going after what you want and being able to take failures in your stride. Yeah. Actually find when I do manage to keep it detached and simple, trades play out. Yep, exactly, Nat. This is exactly this conversation, right? Like I wrote in the Discord this week sometime, some of you are at the stage where you understand all these concepts, right? You're marking up the trades and you're seeking reassurance from the mentors if you're right. Those people who I tagged, you know who you are. I tagged you. You're at the stage now where you need to just learn from how it plays out. You need to develop the confidence in your analysis and the confidence in yourself, and then post the win, post the loss before and after, because that's also how you're going to learn more, and also others can learn from you. Okay, rather than just, is this I see right? It's like, let it play out, see what happens. You know, that is your next evolution as a trader. Some of you are not up to that yet and you need that guidance. Of course, fucking post it. Ask the question. Okay, so I'm not saying don't post. Some of you are going to take that fucking literally and never post ever again. Okay, not what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying. Okay, now there's a cool fucking story. It doesn't relate to trading, but I'm going to try and make it relate to trading because it's about non-attachment. Okay, now it's this little Zen story, and he goes, two monks, I'm just going to read it. Two monks were traveling together on a journey through the countryside when they came across a woman who was trying to cross a muddy and flooded road. She was clearly in distress and unable to continue on her journey, Without hesitation, one of the monks picked her up and carried her across the road while the other monk watched in surprise. After they had traveled a fair bit down the road, the second monk finally spoke up and goes, "Brother, as monks, we've taken the vow of celibacy and non-attachment. We're not supposed to touch women. How could you touch that woman?" And the first monk looked at him and said, "Brother, I put that woman back down on the road, but it seems you are still carrying her with you." Does that make fucking sense? Does that last bit make sense? I put the woman down, you're still carrying her with you. Right? So this story literally illustrates the importance of letting go of our attachments, of our judgments, and embracing the correct attitude of non-attachment on the charts. Okay, because in the markets, we often carry the weight of our past experiences, our past trades, all the emotions with us, and we then allow them to influence the decisions that we're now making in present time. So by letting go of these attachments, these judgments, you get to then free yourself of the burden. You get to live in the present moment and make decisions based on data, not anything else influencing you. Okay? Does that make sense? Cool. Now, the reason why non-attachment is important, another reason, is because consistent, profitable trades come from objective trading decisions. Consistent, profitable trades come from objective trading decisions. Objectivity in trading means making decisions based on factual data, analysis, okay, your strategy, rather than your personal feelings. How many of you have been trading your feelings lately? Yeah. So to practice non-attachment, it's you have technical analysis, you got fundamentals, risk management, your trading plan. Good girl, let's go. 4 things: TA, fundamentals, risk management, trading plan. Okay, so achieving that objectivity then requires discipline, strategy, and continuous learning, back testing, trading journal, psychological preparation. Okay, so consistent, profitable trades are the result of objective, well-considered decisions that are free from emotional influence. We got that? I'm trying to say it in like 10 different ways so it sinks in for everyone. Okay, now as a trader, how do we do this? Right? I need you, like if we think about the identity piece, okay, the identity that I want you to take on is you are a risk manager. That's all you are. You're a risk manager, okay? That's all you do. That's all you're doing. If you prioritize risk management over profit, you then get to remain in this like emotional equilibrium, whether your trade is at a win or a loss. When you do that, you then get to focus on the process, not the outcome. That's literally non-attachment in a nutshell, in one sentence. Focus on process, not outcome. You also then need to make sure that you accept the uncertainty. You're obviously going to use stop losses and take profits. You're obviously going to journal. So something I want you guys to actually add to your journal, you know where you put all your charts, in the above comment section, to make non-attachment a new discipline for you, what I would really love you guys to do is I want you to write in that top section, why did I enter this trade? You can have all the data about your trade. You can say monthly was this, was this, but I want you to actually answer the question, why did I answer this trade? Because this question is going to help you examine the rationale behind your decisions, right? You're going to distinguish the difference between the decisions based on analysis and strategy, or those that are influenced by emotional impulses or external influences or external pressures. So I want to see that question. Yeah, exactly, because I want to trade, because I haven't traded for 4 days and I wanted to trade, you know, like whatever it is. Why did you enter? Why did I take this trade? So there's a few things that's going to help with non-attachment, okay? The first one is being habits. A habit, if you don't know what the definition is a routine or a routine of behavior that is repeated regularly, and it tends to be subconscious, unconscious. No, it's subconscious. Okay. I want you to write down, all have a pen and paper. I want you to write down 5 habits that you currently have that support your trading business. And if you're learning, if you're not up to trading yet, then like if you're new, what habits can you create that will support your trading business? So I'll say it again. Write down 5 habits that you currently have that support your trading business. And if you're new, what habits can you create that will support your trading business? And if you need some examples, just give me the thumbs up and I'll give you some examples. And just write a 1 in the chat when you've got them down. All right, drop them in the chat for those that have done it. And if you haven't, don't look. But I want to see. Yep, that's supporting your trading business. Yep, these are great. This is what I wanted to see. So exercise, breath work, nutrition, time blocking, self-reflection, strict trading plan, strict pre, during, after, clear journal, fitness, regular rest, pre-market, lots of physical activity during the day, no more Instagram, regular. Yeah, awesome. Okay. Now I want you to write down 5 habits that you have that's holding you back. 5 habits that are holding you back. What are you doing that you know you really shouldn't be doing, but you keep doing it? Adam. Yep. At least you can admit that. That's great. And there's actually nothing wrong with that. It's just keeping that in check. Adam, I was just saying there's nothing actually wrong with those things. It's just knowing how you can use that to your advantage. You know, because you're a very competitive guy, and that's actually very beneficial for trading. So 5 habits that are holding you back. Write them in the chat. This can be obviously life stuff as well, but it can also be trading stuff, right? Maybe you're over trading. Maybe you're actually not journaling. Okay. Maybe you're not using risk management. You're letting emotions call the shots. You don't have an actual pre-market routine. Okay. You've got negative self-talk. You keep breaking your trading plan. Being lazy and not reviewing the charts daily, impatient, sometimes not putting psych first, sometimes only thinking about the money. My main thing is putting a sense of urgency on myself to achieve financial goals. Yep. Procrastination, distraction, drinking, lack of discipline, too emotional. Procrastination, smoking weed daily, but I fucked that off. Greed, chasing trades, not walking away after seeing anything on the charts. Yep. Getting personal problems. These are great. Is anyone else resonating with these? Yeah. Now, I want you to then ask, how do these habits affect your trading? Fuck it right up. Red numbers. The reason I'm asking these questions, guys, is sometimes we can spiral a bit thinking that there's a bigger problem than what there is. So what I want you thinking about is whatever you're going through with the charts, what you got to ask is like, is this even a thing, or do I have too much time on my hands and now I'm making this a thing? It's probably the second one. We're so dramatic sometimes. Now I want you to write down 5 habits that you could take on that would completely change your trading results. And if you'd like, share it. It's bad. It's bad that it was so much easier writing the ones holding me back. Yeah. Practicing trust in myself, in the outcome. If so many people have done it before me, then why can't I? Exactly. Focusing on appreciating all that I have and do in my life and what I'm grateful for. Back testing a lot more in demo, prioritizing making a bulletproof trading plan, set certain hours where I'm active, setting alerts. Yep. And guys, if you are in the learning phase, this stuff is I want you reading this, I want you writing these questions down, because when time comes for you to actually trade, this is going to be so helpful for you. Right? A weekly plan on how I will take on my trading for the week to prevent me from getting stuck on the charts and looking for things that's not there. Yep. Guys, I actually don't even look at the charts until Tuesday morning, FYI. After the first New York sessions played out, I don't even look. I've done my weekly review the week before, but then I don't look until Tuesday morning. If that helps you. Okay. Now, where are you the most consistent with trading? Where are you the most consistent? And then where are you the least consistent? Making bad decisions. Technical analysis, trading psych. As in, you are the most effective, Johnny, at trading tech, and trading psych, you're least consistent. Consistent with study, not making up charts. See, I wouldn't say that to be true, Johnny, because you and I do a lot of that psych work together. So I don't believe that. Pick another inconsistency. Not marking up charts. Yeah. So then I want you to consider, what steps can you take to then become consistent in the areas that you want? Write that down. I'll just share my screen. I'm gonna write something out. Can you see this Google Doc that I'm just typing on? Cool. So the winning formula to trading success. You can see that? Cool. So it's going to be PTFEA, equals P/L. Okay, P, programming. That controls your thinking. T, your thoughts that create certain feelings. F, your feelings determine your emotion. E, those emotions determine how you react. A, your actions make you, this is the kicker, guys, either be in profit or loss. That's it. Right? So starting from the end, it's actually going to be your actions determine your results. The key to, I'm just writing this down so you can write it out. Successful trading is not what happens in the markets. It is how you react to what happens in the markets. How you react to what happens in the markets is determined by your trading mindset. I'll just add this one in to kick to the dick. Every single action has a consequence. I can't type. What's the consequence? You either win or lose. It's literally cause versus effect. If you want to write that down, write it down. Okay. During a loss, traders are going to blame, they're going to complain, they're going to justify why they lost or why they didn't enter. So if you're going through a bit of a challenging period, what I want you to ask yourself is, do you complain because your life is challenging, or is your life challenging because you complain? Sometimes we just complain and we're complainers and it makes fucking everything feel shit. The solution to all of this then, I'm going to stop sharing so I can see you guys. The solution to all of that then is what? It's responsibility. Right? Traders are experts in coming up with excuses for their failures. They're fucking experts at it. I swear. Okay? We making excuses, it leads to a lack of responsibility. It leads to self-limiting beliefs. It leads to regret, states of pessimism, right? It leads to you being stuck in comfort zone. Okay? And excuse-driven traders will also avoid proactive thinking. It blocks creativity. And this is when you'll make excuses like, trading's unfair. I was busy doing something else. I didn't have time because of my job. My system isn't good enough. I was just unlucky today. I have no control over, no worries, Leska, over what happens. Okay. And then during trades, what you'll do is you'll use excuses to justify bad trades. You'll use them to stay in trades longer than you should, right? To make bad risk management decisions. And then some of those excuses are going to be like, I don't want to get out on a loss, right? I'm going to get out at break even when it turns around. I'll add to this position, whatever, right? On the daily, it looks really good. I'm just going to stay in it, just this one time. It goes against my rules, but it had good RR. If you're a trader, like trading, who has said that before? When you're in a loss. If you haven't, you will. Okay, so one of the key traits that I need you all to have is the willingness, right? The willingness to take full responsibility of your effort, your actions, your results. I know you've got that, okay? But remember, you guys are all being asked to be something that only like 1 in 4 will be the best at. And that's because of self, not anything else. So if you look at the stats here, 1 in 4 of you is going to become really successful. And it's because of the actions you take, not because of anything else. Don't be a stat. Don't be a statistic. Okay? You got to take responsibility for your progress, your daily actions. Answer this in the chat. How responsible are you for your trading? 1 being you're not, 10 you are. And this is encapsulating all, like your ability to show up and learn. To take, okay, yeah. Cool. Where do you think you lack responsibility elsewhere in life? Could be your health. Lots of areas. Yep. Okay, what is one aspect of trading you're neglecting and why? Hitting you with the hard ones tonight. Like there are likely, whatever it is, right, your weakest aspects of your trading is going to be the ones that you obviously need to develop the most. And it's probably going to be the thing that fixes a lot of your shit. That whole thing around the work. What is it? What is that thing? Oh my God, what the fuck is it? That quote where it's like, blah, blah, blah is in the work you're avoiding. That quote. I don't even realize emotions took over until after the trade. Okay. So this is where I want you to bring a bit more mindfulness into your trading. Being like 2 feet on the ground, meet yourself where you're at. Like it is going to be your weakest skill, which is going to set you up for success if you put that in. Okay, but the only thing that's holding you back from whatever it is that you want in this is your long established habits, right? The ones that you are unaware of, the unconscious patterns that are, manifesting as these little boogeymans. Okay. It could be being disciplined, being diligent, right? Your thoughts and beliefs around money, success, being wealthy, right? It could be that you have not developed the mindset of abundance and you're still so heavily in scarcity. Okay, but a fun fact about that, there's no lack of abundance because abundance is what it is. You're the one with the limitation to it. Nobody lacks abundance. There is no lack of abundance, only limitation. Okay, so you're the common denominator. So once we can start taking responsibility for our training, our process, our path, our actions, you're going to naturally discover which is holding you back. What skill set is your weakest and requires the most attention? Is it risk management? Is it market structure? Is it trading psych? Is it the discipline? What is it? Is it following your trading plan? What skill? Focus. Okay. So distractions. Yep. I want you to write all of those down, and then I want you to ask yourself, what can you do to work on these? So the question that I asked was, what skill sets are your weakest and require the most attention? Write them all down, and then what can you do to work on these? Okay. The next thing that's going to help with your non-attachment is your standards. Okay. Tony Robbins says it best. If you want to change your life, you have to raise your standards, right? And the quality of your life is the reflection of your standards. And according to dictionary.com, right, a standard is an average or normal requirement, quality, quantity, level, grade. So consequently, then your standard is what your normal is. It's what your baseline is. Okay. So in every aspect of life, you have a particular view of normality, right? It is something that is, a benchmark. Okay. But on the flip side, anything worse than obviously is below par, right? I want you to think about the state of your health, the state of your body. That is a reflection of standards. Who here can look in the mirror? And if you are honest, if you don't want to answer, then don't. Who can look in the mirror and be like, I look really good. I'm really happy with myself. Carla, you're like the hottest pregnant person I've ever seen. So, but truly, if your body is a reflection of your standards. You know, Carla says this shit all the time. Your body is your resume. It shows what you stand for, right? So I want you to think about all of these areas and consider where you could be operating at the bare minimum from. Where are you settling? Where are you saying that's good enough? Where are you saying in trading, that's good enough? I'll come back to this tomorrow. Right? If you want to move the needle, if you want to make serious progress and level up, then what your motto has to be is, I will no longer accept this status quo. If I want to become above average, I have to think, act, and work like an above average person. Right? It's like elite performance has never been, will never be a byproduct of low standards. Everyone that you look up to has high standards. Success is not a byproduct of shitty standards, of low standards, of good enough, is it? The basis for improving your life is to stop accepting mediocrity. And to do that, you need to build a mental foundation that you're no longer going to tolerate bad habits and low shitty standards. The good enough mentality. Right? An example, like if you want to achieve financial freedom, but you spend money on dumb shit that you don't need, that puts you behind financially. Like you need a mental barrier that will basically condemn this behavior. Right? If you want to raise your standards for wealth, manage your money better. You know, invest, negotiate, save, put your money to work. Get a job raise, whatever it is. Right? If you want to be a successful trader, what are you neglecting in trading? What are you making something mean something that doesn't actually need to be a problem? Right? Let your actions prove that you can be the trader you say you want to be. Right? You're not going to go from like how success works, right? People think it's fucking overnight. It's not. It's a compound effect, right? Just like, and the flip side is true as well. You don't go from being a huge success to a complete overnight failure, do you? But the problem is some of us don't actually recognize or adjust our poor habits until it's like, oh, too late. And this is why we always say your success is your fault, your failure is your fault. Because success and failure are both, right, the outcomes of accumulated habits rather than just a one-time, I did it once and I got it. It is the result of accumulated habits. So where do you have detrimental habits, right? Every single time you skip the tiniest detail that you don't think is important, that no one's going to notice. Every single time you say that's good enough. Every time you say that'll do. What you're doing is you're actually making a withdrawal from your standards. Every time you half-ass your journal and you say, I'll do it tomorrow, I'm too tired, you're making a withdrawal from your standards. Right? Every time you choose comfort and instant gratification and instant dopamine, like watching Netflix or having alcohol or whatever it is, and instead of doing what you have to do on the charts or getting on a call, you make a withdrawal from your standards. Everything that you have in life is a direct reflection of what you're willing to tolerate. That's a hard, heavy truth to accept sometimes. If you cut corners when no one's looking, people will notice. Right? If you tolerate toxic friendships, relationships, right? If you tolerate not working out, whatever it is, then what you're doing is you're actually accepting a life that's fucking mediocre. So my question to you then is, who are you when no one's watching? Because that's actually who you are. Who are you when no one's watching? What are the standards you're holding for yourself? Because the standards a trader sets for themselves, it plays a fucking crucial role in shaping your habits, which then in turn impacts your ability to practice non-attachment. And remember, non-attachment in this context refers to the ability to detach from the outcomes of trades, allowing you as the trader to make decisions based on logic and strategy rather than emotions. So you having high standards then acts as like a guiding force for you. It's going to influence your behavior, your decision-making, your processes, right? The habits that form because of that. And when you as a trader have these rigorous standards for your trading practice, you're going to be more disciplined. You're going to be more strategic. You're going to be less emotional. Right? The impact your standards has on your trading is huge. It's your discipline, it's your emotional control, it's your risk management, it's how you show up to learn, it's your level of self-awareness. Right? I want you to think that maybe your trading problems aren't trading problems. Where else are you distracted? Right? The problem's your habits, the problem's the attitude, the problem's your work ethic, the problem is your execution. Right? The problem is maybe you've settled for low standards and you've accepted this bare minimum good enough mentality, and that can't fly around here, not in this high performance arena. Everything you've got has to do with the standards that you hold for yourself. Bank account, physique, relationship, money. And even if you are in a good spot, right? Like even for me, I'm in a very good spot. But I also know for me to go to my next evolution, who I am now is not getting me there. It's not. It's not going to get me next level. It's not going to get me to my next goal. And this is where people fuck up their lives, right? They get confused, and this is where progression just stops. They can't understand why momentum's no longer a thing. This is why you've plateaued. You've got to raise your standards. The more you grow, the more you got to raise them. How's this feeling? Like if you don't raise your standards, you're never going to outgrow your current lifestyle. Trust me. Whatever that is. Like your journey towards success here, it's nothing about the external goals. It's about becoming the person who's capable of reaching it and sustaining it, and not just being a one-hit wonder, not getting funded and losing it the next month or the month after, right? Getting funded and never withdrawing, right? Getting funded, that's the easy part, guys. So what I actually want you to change your goal to is not to be a funded trader. It's to be a consistently profitable trader that withdraws. That's the goal. Not just, I want to be a funded trader. So I really want you to reflect on where you're holding yourself back. How can you become more effective? What areas are you struggling in? How can you improve that? I don't want to have any more conversations around the belief about you guys doing this. We're going to transcend from that. You know, we live in a world where lacking self-belief is the norm, and we're going to say, fuck that. You either believe you can do this or you don't. Got it? You either want to achieve this, whatever it is, or you don't. Right? The dichotomy is so fucking clear. Either you wholeheartedly believe that you can do this or you don't. Because there is no room here for half-hearted commitments and diluted self-belief. That can't exist here. The more you show up, the more proof you're going to build, the more evidence you're going to get for yourself. How are we feeling? Does anyone want to say anything? Does anyone have any questions? Ouch, really? Sorry. Someone get the stingos. We need like a first aid kit on hand. Get the burn bandages out. We got anything? Does anything have anyone to add in that? Carla, you are a performance coach, basically. You are the most elite trainer. Do you have anything to add on this? Given that a lot of our references are for mindset, I'm just going to put you on the spot and you can say no if you don't want to. If you guys are into fitness, she's your girl. She's insane. Yes, Carla. That's so fun. That's fine. I might get Carla on sometime though to do a bit of like an athlete type mindset session for you guys and how to bring that more into it. She's fucking so smart. But yeah, any other questions, guys? Do we have any input? Share your takeaways in the Discord if you like. You've got a lot of questions to reflect on. Let's keep showing up. You know what's going to be cool? When I go overseas for a little bit, depending on internet, a lot of the sessions maybe for me will be like a recorded audio drop, right? And I'll like drop it. And what I find my concern for that, just like full heart transparency, is that if I drop audios, you guys won't listen because it's not live, right? And so I am putting the trust in you guys that whenever we put content out there, recordings, that you watch it in a timely manner. So that's something that that I will do. I don't know if you've listened to last week's audio, guys, but I basically re-recorded an audio, and it was actually better than the session because obviously it wasn't like conversational. But if you like audio stuff, I'm more than happy to do them just randomly and drop them in. If I like think of things and do little trainings, they're fun for me to record. Yeah. I find it frustrating that I know what I need to do, yet struggle to do it. I know the good habits and the bad habits, but struggle to implement. This is that, what are you gaining from not doing it? You got to figure out, opportunity cost. What are you gaining from not doing the thing? What are you gaining from staying where you are, right? From not implementing? What are you gaining from not being disciplined in the thing? Because like this, we can go 10 levels deep there, Nat, but it could also be just fucking do it because I know you can and you know you can. Like some things we actually don't need to go a million layers deep to find an answer. Like the answer can just be the answer, and that is just do it. Like let the frustration fucking piss you off. I know for me, when I started this, like the whole broke thing back in 2015, the catalyst for me, guys, is always pain. I don't move to desire. I'm not motivated from desire. I'm motivated by pain. Because my situation was fucking dire. It was embarrassing. I felt things I never wanted to ever feel again. That lights a fire at my ass every day. That is the thing that keeps me showing up when I don't fucking want to. So you guys have to find that feeling. And this is what I'm saying. Like some of you are too comfortable. So how can you make yourself that little bit less comfortable so you actually stretch, you actually expand, you actually grow? What is one thing you can do? And I want you to put it in the homework task. Like, when was the last time you actually learned something really hard? Or challenged yourself? Like right now, I've set myself a challenge, and I chose this challenge because this is a piece of equipment that I fucking hate so much and I've always avoided. And that is the Stairmaster, right? 30 minutes on the Stairmaster for 30 days. I've done it no matter what. I'm building up my endurance. I fucking forget my headphones every other day. And the mental chatter, like I've got to sit there and tell my mind to shut the fuck up. Just put your fucking foot up, one foot after the other. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Exactly. What else can you guys do from a day-to-day thing that is challenging that you can actually choose to do on purpose? Something physical. I want you to think about that and I want you to do it. 30 days. Awesome. Pick something really fucking hard and just do it. I want this to be physically challenging, emotionally challenging, and mentally fucking challenging. This is why I chose the stepper. I don't know if you guys have ever been on the Stairmaster, Neil, if you've ever been on a Stairmaster, like, yeah. Yeah. Choose something that'll fucking roll you, that you know you'll get defeated at because your mind will tell you. Prove to yourself what you're fucking made of. I'm doing cold plunges at 1 degree at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, we're never going to get used to that. How good do you feel after though? That's dope. Remember, doing hard things on purpose makes life easier. All right, guys, that's it for me. If you guys don't have anything, appreciate you all. And I'll see you in the Discord. Have fun answering those questions. Ciao.